Hello. The mission story of November 9, 2024 is coming from Arizona, United States of America. The title is, Waiting for Communion. Under the vast Arizona sky, surrounded by the quiet expanse of the Navajo Reservation, Trina's heart filled with hope as she heard the long-awaited news. A Seventh-day Adventist church was opening in Page, Arizona. For 20 years, she had longed for the chance to take communion, a cherished ritual of her faith. She had waited, prayed, and hoped that one day, her connection to this sacred tradition would be restored. On the very first Sabbath, Trina arrived at the new church, her heart racing with anticipation. After the sermon, she approached Pastor James with a deep yearning in her voice. "I have not had communion for more than 20 years. When can we have communion?" Pastor James's heart sank. He knew they had so little to offer in this new, barely equipped church. He explained gently, "We don't have the equipment for it right now." This church was a miracle in itself, a building acquired only through the support of a 13th Sabbath offering. The place was a humble sanctuary in need of repair, and it lacked even the basic essentials. But Trina's determination was unwavering. Her eyes sparkled with resolve as she replied, "I'll see what I can do about it. What do we need?" Touched by her eagerness, Pastor James mentioned they needed basins for the foot washing ceremony. Without a second thought, Trina promised, "When I get my next Social Security check, I'll go to the store and buy basins." True to her word, when her check arrived, she went to the store, bought every white plastic basin on the shelf, and brought them to church the following Sabbath. Smiling, she handed them to Nancy, the pastor's wife, saying, "Here's some, and I'll be getting you more when I receive my next check." And so, month by month, Trina's generosity flowed. She faithfully bought more basins, sometimes even using her husband's pension to help. He didn't attend church himself but supported her mission wholeheartedly. After 3 months, she triumphantly told Pastor James, "I've brought enough basins. So can we now have communion?" But there was still more to be done. They needed towels. Without hesitation, Trina said, "I'll see what we can do about that." The next month, she brought enough white towels for the congregation. Finally, only the communion trays remained. When another Adventist church heard of their needs, they donated a communion set, completing Trina's vision for that first sacred service. As the pastor's wife prepared the communion bread, the congregation gathered to celebrate communion for the first time at the Page All-Nations Seventh-day Adventist Church. With deep gratitude, Trina partook in the ceremony that had eluded her for so long. Her face glowed with joy as she shared, "I have always loved communion." When you participate, you let Jesus know how much you love him and appreciate the help that he has given you. In Trina's simple, steadfast acts of devotion, she brought her community closer to the heart of faith, one basin and towel at a time. Thank you for your 2011 13th Sabbath offering that helped plant the Page All-Nations Seventh-day Adventist Church, where this story took place. Thank you for planning a generous 13th Sabbath offering this quarter to further the spread of the gospel in the North American division.